Hello and welcome to New Earth Modalities with the Ascended Masters, together with Thoth and the Council of Light. I'm your host, Daniel Rama Hoffman, and today I am joined by Raya Ma'at. Welcome, Raya.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Such a delight. I'm so excited. Your New Earth modality is Vibratory Essence, and so we're going to introduce folks to Vibratory Essence. And really the topic for this masterclass is vibrational attunement to your highest expression and energy transmissions for embodying your multidimensional self. So as each of you are joining us in the sacred space, just really inviting you to set your intention, your choice, to receive from being here greater vibrational attunement to your highest expression. So, Raya, I think I'm going to pause here and grab the council, and then we'll continue from there.
Beautiful.
Hello, dear ones. This is Sashat as Sacred Architect, Thoth, the Council of Light, Archangel Michael, the Path of the Venus Light, beings of light, and many beings of light and love that are moving more to the forefront of this divine transmission. So as we are gathering, we would just simply bring forward a little bit of context about the beings of light that have stepped forward. So Sashat, if you're new to Sashat, is like the feminine expression of Thoth or Thoth, the God of infinite knowledge, keeper of the Akashic records. And Sashat is also keeper of the Akashic records, communicator, and comes forward to create the sacred architecture, the clear field, the divine temple, so that as we are working for Vibratory Essence, works a lot with the quantum field, there is a clear field for that greater embodiment. And then also the Path of the Venus Light, beings of light, have stepped forward. And we step forward when they're the subject of mission, of gifts and talents, of highest expression is on the table. So there really is this beautiful higher vibration as above, and this very grounded field as below, as within and without. So with that being shared, Raya, is there any energies in particular that you would invoke or acknowledge or add to our field as we're getting started here?
Yes, I do feel that the Hathors are also coming forward, and I work with them very closely as it relates to sound and vibration and expression and joy as well. As all of this is integrating, I really feel their presence, being there with everyone as they're embodying their multidimensional selves.
Wonderful. Yes. And being connected as well to that energy of joy, bliss, sound. And of course, you have journeyed with Danielle in Egypt. So you have been together in the physical plane of the temples. So now that we have our table set, so to speak, and the energy set, we'd love to dive in a little bit more about this topic of vibrational attunement with the highest expression and really embodying the multidimensional self. For as we started to work together, you were in this process of embodying your highest expression, and that Raya Ma'at is also the name of your multidimensional self, your highest expression. So would you share with us a little bit more about your own journey and set the stage for what we're going to dive into more deeply in this masterclass?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that introduction. So, my journey to embodying my highest expression and my multidimensional self has felt pretty short. In that on 12/12/12, I had a powerful awakening where it was a dramatic awakening in that it was immediate. It wasn't. I hadn't been doing lots of work. I didn't know about 12/12/12. Um, I shouldn't say I hadn't been doing lots of work. I had been on my journey, as we all are, but I was not consciously aware of what was happening at that time and the great awakening that was birthing. And I had a very direct experience where I saw myself as I truly am. I saw the world as it truly is and could see the divine in all things and with my physical eyes. It was powerful. I won't go into to all the details, but just to say that was my moment where it was like, wow, how can I live in this every day? That was a very powerful revelation. But then I also was going back into my 3D experience with individuals who had not seen beyond this realm and had a very different day-to-day experience. So I was navigating, I felt like I was walking in two worlds and trying to figure out how to balance and integrate all of that. How can I be that full expression that knows that there's much more than what I see beyond the physical, and that there's more to myself, there's more dimensions of myself than what I had realized, while also navigating and going to work and taking care of my children and being a wife and all of those things. So I started to be attracted or drawn to teachers, one of them being Danielle Rama Hoffman, and learning about how to access more of myself and how to integrate more of myself and be in that on a daily basis. And that became my real passion and work and mission, was to figure out this balance and to be a beacon of light for others. The work that I started to do was under the name Living in the Light, and over between 2012 and today, I've been doing work under that umbrella. Um, and while I was on that journey and working with Danielle, I went to Egypt last year, February of 2020. And while in one of the temples, Edfu, I had a powerful revelation, and the name that really expresses this full embodiment for me was Raya Ma'at. The first name that came to me was Raya, and that name, that as it was described to me by my guides and divine partners, was really a ray of divine light. Raya, ray of divine light. And I just let that anchor in. I am a ray of divine light, and walked in that, as I'm walking through the temples, reconnecting to aspects of myself that have walked those halls before. And then the other piece of the name came when we were in Abydos, or at Abydos Temple, and that was Ma'at. And so, really, ray of divine light, balanced and integrated in harmony and truth. So, this piece about being balanced and integrated in the world and walking in the world, navigating this 3D experience, but from the fullness of myself, that's what the Ma'at kind of brings in. So Raya Ma'at is my name, that really embodies this and anchors in that truth that is true for all of us. So I'm describing it as if it's for me, but it's really true for every one of us. What you call it or a name that comes forward for you may be different, but the essence of it is true for all of us. And that's really what vibratory essence represents as well.
Mm, thank you. And we're delighted that you brought forward this 12, 12, 12 as this New Earth modality global event is happening within the 12, 12, 21 Stargate. And that we are aware that many of you, most likely in 2011 or starting in 2012, even if you've been on the path for a long time, consciously, that there was another wave of it. And it was part of our inspiration for hosting this event, was multifold, to be able to also showcase these new earth modalities with the Ascended Masters, those that have worked deeply with us in our Ascended Master Academy. And then also to recognize, well, okay, there's been a decade since 1212, 2011, and that we are gearing up for that 1212, 2022. And so as Raya was sharing her experience of an awakening, we're inviting you to kind of tune into and integrate the last decade, as there is this 12-12-21 portal that is on the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, this 3-day global event, as this is originally being shared. You may be listening to it on other days. So we're delighted that you brought that forward. And then everything else that you shared around your experience of embodying your highest expression. And for you, your highest expression is very much connected to that truth and that divine order of Ma'at and that divine ray, the ray of divine light. And we sense that all those that are also drawn to you, each of you that are here, have that aspect as well, that you are rays of divine light and you are stands of divine truth. And there is that multidimensionality of it. And so as we're speaking about the highest expression and multidimensionality, and you had this kind of being on two water skis in some ways, because you not only have your beautiful business, yet you also are a leader in education and are positioned in a way that you're making a big difference in your community. Can you share a little bit more, either from your experience or what you notice with your clients, as some of the friction of that, of having 2 feet in 2 worlds?
Oh, yes. That friction is something that I have lived with for many years. And it's feeling divided, feeling like I'm not being my true self in certain circumstances. So at work, for example, while leading a team in the past, I have felt like I'm not fully calling forward all of my gifts or utilizing all of my gifts in that setting. I've also found myself frustrated just because my perspective was one of judgment of others, kind of not being not being on their journey. That's what I was going to say, but that's not really it. It's more wanting them to really understand the bigger picture that I was seeing. So the perspective, the vantage point that I was viewing the world from. And what has anchored in now is me being that ray of light, no matter where I go. And regardless of where anyone is, trusting that they're on their journey and they will come to where they're at their point of arrival, whatever that is for them, whether it's this lifetime or beyond, when they're supposed to, and they're exactly where they're supposed to be right now. But how can I be my full expression regardless of the circumstances? And that's what I've challenged myself to do. But it's even beyond just that personal challenge for myself, utilizing these universal principles that have come forward through Vibratory Essence have helped me to tap into the universal truth of who I am in order to be that stand for truth in any circumstance. So now at work, I serve on a school board, which some of you may know this is a very contentious time for school boards. There's a lot happening in the world right now, and I am able to be that calm presence, that calm integrated presence of light in that circumstance, and that's powerful for me. That's what I've worked for a long time, and my passion is for everyone, who is ready and open to be able to experience that for themselves, so that no matter the setting, no matter where you work, not having to escape that in order to be free or feel free to be fully oneself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there really is that bringing of higher consciousness into each and every now moment, and not feeling like there's a compartmentalization around,
Mhm.
like, bringing your higher consciousness or universal truths into the workplace, and then also bringing those leadership skills that you have into the business and into your family, that as you are modeling what your journey, it's also really powerful and potent for each individual that's tuning in here. So let's talk about your unique modality that you downloaded through your direct relationship with Source and your divine partners, which is Vibratory Essence. And it really is this gorgeous combination of light language and sound and quantum physics, and uh, it's a pathway as well for those that are really desiring that being of the whole self in the whole life. So is this a time where you'd want to bring forward more Raya and Vibratory Essence, or are you feeling like talking about Vibratory Essence? I know there's no distinction. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, it's really that sense of the connection as we are transmitting as well from that place of divine to divine.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to bring forward Vibratory Essence to talk about Vibratory Essence through Raya Ma'at. And calling forward the being of light, Vibratory Essence. Coming forward through Raya Ma'at to share about Vibratory Essence. Ni karaneo kotikia ashkia, ni kaya koshkia katakia, ayo kotikia, ayo kotika, ea katakaranishkia kata. He karaneo koshkia katakia, aya. So Raya Ma'at brought forward this body of work, Vibratory Essence, in 2020. And Vibratory Essence is a modality that supports the calling forward of the highest expression of oneself, the vibrational matching of all of the layers and dimensions of oneself. magnetizing all that you are into each moment, the essence of you coming forward in every moment, not just as an idea, not conceptually, but truly being integrated and felt through every aspect of oneself. So, as you move through the universal principles of vibratory essence, which are quantum principles of quantum physics, but on steroids, as you all say, because they're also bringing forward or coupled with signature energies, vibrational essences, frequencies that are powerful and help you to tap into that particular universal principle, coupled with the languages of light, which come from the multidimensional aspects of yourself, star systems that you have been a part of, other lifetimes, future selves, past selves, universal timelines, all coming together. So truly being, when we say multidimensional self, we mean the fullness of oneself through all dimensions of space and time. Imagine if in every moment you could call that forward. And as you're creating something, really be in that full expression and create from not just your 3D self, not just your human expression, but calling forward all that you have known through space and time. And that's what vibratory essence helps you to tap into in your unique way. So while we all are multidimensional beings, we all have a unique expression, a unique way in which that shows up. That is our vibratory essence. So vibratory essence is in itself a being of light and a modality that has come forward through Raya, but it also morphs and shapes to the individuals that come forward and are called to it, to help you to draw out what is ready to be expressed through you as a being of light right now in this lifetime, but calling forward all dimensional aspects of yourself.
Yeah, Mia Stoistiwa Kainia this is a masterclass for vibrational attunement. The languages of light also are assisting in that. Dina Shtiwa Kainia. And so vibratory essence, as you mentioned, that you came forward into the expression of the modality in 2020, and we're here speaking about new earth modalities. Is there something about this time and this as a new earth modality that is a vibrational match? Like, why not 2012, or more in the case of what's important about having new modalities to navigate new earth?
Yes, there are many, many beings that are awakening to truth very fast, and it's happening faster. So those of us who have been on the journey for a while may have felt that we had to do a lot of work, and there was work in order to awaken more, to meditate for hours, to read multiple books. You see the bookshelves behind Raya. all these books that have information and I need to access. Well, what's happening now is people are just awakening to truth like that. And but yet may not be fully prepared to navigate all that's arising or to really understand it. And what vibratory essence, this particular modality, and why it was called forward at this time is because it truly can accelerate that process. So while the conceptual understanding of what is emerging and what is changing in the world and what they're feeling within themselves, what may be arising, the energetic frequencies that are starting to shift and they're starting to feel within their system, not knowing what to do with that, how to integrate it, how to balance it, and then how to navigate this experience and move through one's life while also experiencing all of that and integrating what is happening. So that is what vibratory essence helps to do and why it was called forward at this time, especially the acceleration aspect to truly help to bring forward what is ready to come forward now, not just to support their integration with the awakening process, but then for them to bring forward, for you all listening, to bring forward what you came to bring in this lifetime now. There's a real calling, and I'm feeling now more guides are coming forward and saying yes. There's like a chorus around of yes, that it is time. We are ready for you to be in your full expression. The ray of light that you are is ready to be integrated in balance and truth here now for you to. And I just look forward to seeing what all emerges from this because it's happening fast and I'm seeing lots of new modalities come forward. And I know through the work we did in the Ascended Mastery Academy with Danielle and Toth and Sashat and the team, the Council of Light. There are many more modalities coming forward, and it's just been beautiful to witness. And each of them is needed because everyone receives information in different ways. Everyone, something else is awakening within you that speaks to exactly what one of us may be expressing. So I just think that's so powerful, and that's why I've seen that vibratory essence has come forward.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and there is the recognition of embodying the multidimensional self and the attunement to the highest expression, that doesn't occur from overthinking. It doesn't happen from an energy of out of balance, masculine energy of doing. It also doesn't occur from hiding or playing small or being in the old distortion of the old paradigm of that fear of expressing your voice and then somehow that being dangerous. And so from our perspective, it makes sense not only on the intellectual plane, yet on all levels of the cellular membrane, that New Earth also is calling in a vibratory solution. It's calling in frequency and energy for, as you're more what we speak about in the Divine Light Activation Program, as you incarnate your light being self, as you are in more of your multidimensionality, then your 3D experience is also supported by a wider surface area, if you will, more dimensions of you. So there are two vibratory essences that have been kind of mentioned here. And we know that this isn't the full meal deal, as when somebody steps into a program, or even what you have available in the special offers to work more fully with you, vibratory essence. Yet you've been speaking about non-locality,
Mm-hmm.
which is being connected to all dimensions and spaces and lifetimes, and then also that vibratory essence is an accelerator. And so is there an attunement or a transmission, and we would set the context a little bit more of one or both of those, just to kind of give a amuse-bouche, a little bit of a hello from Vibratory Essence.
Yes, absolutely. Let's tune in and see which one would like to come forward first. Both have been bubbling up, as you mentioned. So, if everyone can just take a nice deep breath into your belly, allowing it to expand like a balloon, and then holding it for a moment and release. And just continuing a nice, slow, deep breath as you're listening. This supports the integration. It's really breath, light, and sound that helps to integrate all of these. So, we will talk a little bit about the universal principle that is coming forward, and light language and sound will support the integration of this principle. And what is coming forth at this time is the principle of acceleration. Acceleration supports the swiftening of what is to be expressed through and as you. Moving forward at paces beyond what one can imagine. As we think about what we would like to create, what is calling us, what we believe to be our purpose or calling, or even a project or task that we would like to complete. There are times where we put long timelines onto these expressions. So, yes, I would like to write a book, but that's going to take me 5 years. Yes, I would like to start this business, but that will be 10 years from now. Yes, I would like to start this podcast, but I need to spend 1 year building out the outline, et cetera, et cetera. We place human timelines on our multidimensional selves. And the principle of acceleration, when called forward, can support just that, the acceleration of anything, recognizing that you are a multidimensional being. So when you call something forward, when something has come to your mind, it does not just come from your human aspect. When you say, I am called to write a book about vibratory essence, for example, that didn't just come from the human self. That also came from the depths of oneself, the knowledge that you bring from the multidimensional aspects of yourself. When that remembrance is there and you're calling forward, I claim the power of acceleration through this vibratory essence book. That universal principle is activated, and all of the timelines can be collapsed so that it comes forward into full expression in time frames that are beyond what you can imagine. Because in truth, there is no time. There is no time. All is here, all is now, all is fully available. So, right now, call forward something that you are wishing to create, something that has come to your mind recently that you may have said, that's going to take a while, or I'm not ready to. You put a timeline on it that is beyond, oh, well, maybe once I do a bit more work, or I study a bit more, I read a few more authors, or listen to some more downloads from other beings who are channeling, or after I do this or that. Something that you have postponed that you feel deeply called to do. And as you're thinking of that, we're going to bring forward some sound, some light language, and then we will come back to that expression. Ni kare o kara shikira konen katako e kara shia ano kotekia aya. Ne kara no koteke o shikira taya. E kara nayo kotiki i yakashkina naya. Oya kanshina ko popoya kashkira ka eya kataya. Ne kara nayo koshkira ka eya ya. Iyo kona kara shikiro no keteya ka eya koshkira naya koteshke. This is reminding you of all that has been called forward to express through you. If you were having a challenge thinking of what is it that I'm really being called to fully express, this is helping to bring that forward, to reconnect you with some of the multidimensional dreams and visions that you have been holding, that you have been carrying for bringing into expression into this lifetime. And now we're just going to spend some time visualizing what it would look like for that expression to be here now. So, if it, continuing with the book example, if it's a book, visualizing that cover, those pages turning, the reviews that are being written about it, the talks that you are giving about the topic that is being called to be expressed through you. As much as possible, really seeing it in its full expression. What colors are coming forward? What visuals or graphics are coming forward? Maybe there's a logo. Maybe there are words that are coming forward. That could be headings or topics or outlines. Really seeing it. It may even be energetic. So if you are feeling a certain part of your body heating up or cooling, that can be an indication. Noticing what chakra that resonance is happening at and noting that, as that may be the key to unlocking, to accelerating this work coming forward. supporting the full body integration of it. And now claiming the power of acceleration through whatever that expression is. So I claim the power of acceleration through this Vibratory Essence book. I claim the power of acceleration through this Vibratory Essence course. These are examples, but whatever it is that's coming forward for you, claim the power of acceleration through it. Recognizing that the visuals that you saw are real. Those visions came forward from another dimensional aspect of yourself. You're bringing them forward, you're calling them forward. And as you are seeing it, as you are speaking it into existence, as you are calling on this power of acceleration that is a universal principle, you can call forward anything now, remembering that there is no time. There is no time. So anything can be revealed now. Allowing this to integrate some more, I'm going to bring forward some more light language and sound to support this integration. Ne koranaya koshkira ayakotke. Ne kara oika ka ngushkia katakaya karashkia tata. Ne ka teya naikora nia koshkira ka kia koshkira. Ne kara noya kotakia ka aikotakia mukashkira ka ni karakashkia. Oya ka naya koshkira naya koko. And if you've stopped that nice deep breathing, just coming back to the breath, taking a nice deep breath in to the belly, allowing it to expand like a balloon, holding it for a moment, and releasing. Another nice deep breath in to the belly, holding it for a moment, and releasing. And one more nice deep breath into the belly, allowing it to expand like a balloon. Holding it for a moment. And releasing. Trusting that this acceleration principle will continue to integrate that rate of speed at which you are able to draw to you all that you are here to be, do, have, and express has been activated and is continuing to integrate around that particular area that you've called forward right now. The sound and light language will continue to resonate beyond your listening of this session, encouraging you to continue those nice, slow, deep breaths, bringing forward the visions that have come to you, writing those down, drinking lots of water today, because a lot of energy is moving as this expression is coming forward. And continuing to call on, to claim the power of acceleration through this particular area of work that has come forward, this particular expression that has come forward.
Yanaya kushtisti kashtistayam koya. We are bringing in the awareness of the new paradigm, new earth, requiring new ways of being, what could be called new skill sets. So as we were speaking earlier on about why now for vibratory essence, there is a recognition of something like the universal principle of acceleration is really required on New Earth. And it is a very different way of operating, an operating system, a way of being than it was in 2000 or 2012. And because you're here, you have a deep calling to embody your multidimensional self. You have this deep calling to live your highest expression. And in order to live the highest expression, it is a now thing, and it is an accelerated experience. So if we look at Raya Maat's example, where there's the multidimensional life of being mother and wife and business owner and leader and working and leading retreats and all of the aspects, that in a sense that is the ascended mastery of being in wholeness in a way that it's one thing. It's not 40 things. It's Raya Maat. It's you're embodying your multidimensional self. And we know that many of you are called during this time to speed up, to express more, to bring your mission forward. And you're listening to your higher self. And we hear this often with those we partner with, that your higher self is saying yes, 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 and no, yeah, yes, yes, yes. And then to try to accomplish in the way that the old paradigm being might have accomplished all of those aspects, it can seem like an overextension or out of alignment or seemingly impossible. And yet this beautiful vibratory essence, universal principle that's been brought forward of acceleration, it is a new way of being for the current and the future energy that is available. It's what we often speak about with those that we partner with, and in the Ascended Master Academy, it's like modalities that are required for living in unity consciousness, for what is happening after. That there have been so many modalities and books and ways of being and beautiful coaches and healers that have gotten you to this juncture, and now it's having guidance to walk with you in this uncharted territory, in this new way of being. So we're extending our appreciation to this acceleration, vibratory essence and step forward. And you have a way, a couple of ways for those that are just really feeling aligned. And yes, that desire to go more deeply with these two special offers. So, would you share about these possibilities?
Sure. So on the first one is full moon energy group transmission, and that is for embodying your multidimensional self. This will be an hour and a half transmission. That was just a tiny taste of acceleration. There are 20 vibratory essence universal principles that have come forward within the vibratory essence body of work. More of those will come forward during that live group transmission. There will also be some time for some interaction with individuals that would like to interact with vibratory essence. And this will help to attune your energetic field to your highest expression. That is the goal of this. So while it's an hour and a half, it's not going to go through each of those 20 principles. It will give you a really good taste and will help to clear the blocks that are holding you back from being in your full expression. So we're going to do some energy clearing work. We're going to get into very deep relaxation first, and then allow that clearing. And then there's going to be some anchoring in of new energies to help you with that full integration of being your embodying your multidimensional self while navigating life. So
Mm.
I'm excited about that session, and that's the first offer. Um, so that will be a potent transmission. I also, if you're not able to attend live on, that's going to be December 19th, that session. If you're not able to attend live, that's okay. It will be recorded and sent out to everyone. And if you're signed up, then you are included, of course, in the energy that is being transmitted. So you are part of the group and will be receiving whether you are present or not. And that is tapping into the principle of non-locality. The second offer is a personalized energy transmission. So the group transmission will be working with the group energy and calling forward the principles of vibratory essence that are resonating for the group, that are arising for the group, and would best serve the collective that is called in or tapped into that offer. This would be personal to you. So there is a short survey that just has some questions that will help me better understand where you currently are and what is wanting to emerge through you, what's arising for you now, what you're ready to release. And then there will be a personalized transmission just for you. That will be a 30-minute transmission and will bring forward sound and light language as well as explanations of what's coming forward. So there will be some direct guidance for you. I'll be working with, of course, Vibratory Essence, but also my guides, the Hathors that I work with, as well as other divine partners to help bring this transmission forward. There may be some guides that come forward that work directly with you that have some guidance for you as well. So those will be at least 30 minutes. And I'm looking forward to those. I love these personalized transmissions. This is a newer offering that I started in toward the end of 2020, and the experiences have been powerful. Each one has been completely unique. So that's what I love to see. It's just what emerges in the moment for each individual.
Mm. Beautiful. And so there is the opportunity as well to have both if you're called. join the group, and that will also position and have a deepening, because the power of group is also very potent. And then also the personalized vibratory essence transmission. So we invite you to pick those up off the altar as you're called, knowing that there is no accident. You're here for a reason. You have been calling in a way to be accelerating your highest expression. And so, as we're moving towards the place of completion in the next few minutes or so, there's one word that you've said again and again and again, which is integrating, integrating, because that really is, it's an important key to not only be experiencing and exploring, yet also to be integrating and applying. And that the 3D experience or the daily life is a beautiful playground for that integration. So, is there more that you would say about that experience of being an integrated, multidimensional body? And also, some of the most common ways that divide shows up when there isn't the alignment with the authentic voice, or there's a hiding of highest expression with friends or family or at work.
Mm-hmm.
Say more about integrating, and then also some of the most common ways of dividing as we're wrapping up here.
Yes. Thank you for asking that question. There's so one of I'll share some of the ways that it has showed up for me in terms of not feeling integrated, and that will help us get to what it feels like to be integrated. So when I was feeling off or not integrated, I felt very heavy, exhausted, had just constant thoughts that were flowing through my mind that were not supportive. So, judging others, judging myself, feeling overwhelmed, feeling like I had too much to do, and procrastinating. Also, just feeling in conflict with others. So that whether it was from the judgment that was arising, just not feeling like relationships were flowing with ease, whether it was a particular relationship or many, um, and just internally feeling off balance. So not feeling in harmony within. And then what when I talk about integration so much, what has been powerful with Vibratory Essence and with the work I do with sound and light language is that it speaks beyond time and space, beyond the physical, and, but is felt in the physical pretty immediately. So sound is a way, and I also, work with sound a lot, not just coming through me, but also through playing bowls and other using other sound healing instruments to help with the integration. So that is a part of Vibratory Essence, and that is infused in some of the audio transmissions and some of the work that we'll be doing. But that that frequency supports the integration. And when I say integration, what I've experienced for myself in stepping into my multidimensional self is feeling physically in my body like there's a energy that is there. There's a joy and a calmness and a peace, but there's also physically in my body I can feel almost a little vibration. It doesn't feel weird or bad or anything. It just feels good. It's like a tingly sensation that's just like wow. And it that reminds me that I'm more than this physical being. I'm more than this skin. I'm more than what's before me and what I see in the mirror. And I feel that physically. So that vibratory essence helps you to tap into that, where you're physically able to experience, wow, like I am a multidimensional being. I am an infinite, and feeling that in every moment just helps you to live it. You can't not, because it's just who you are. It's just felt within your system. So as you're interacting with people, you can recognize where they are, and that's okay. But knowing you also see the truth of who they are beyond what's presenting before you. So it's really, really powerful. And the energetic codes within Vibratory Essence really help you to tap into that.
Thank you. And we sense it, as we've been speaking about integrating, that there has been a greater integration of all that has been transmitted in this beautiful masterclass. So we are extending love and appreciation to you, Raya Ma'at, to Vibratory Essence, and to each of you tuning in, and to Danielle, and also to the beings of light and light that are a part of ushering in and integrating the new paradigm, the new way of being. Any closing words before we step aside?
Just sending love to everyone, thanking you for joining today, and wishing you the highest expression of yourself in each moment.
Thank you. And thanks for being here with us. All is light and love, and we are all.
This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Visit newearth1.com.